Hello everybody and welcome to the Scorchfarer. This is another showcase for IGCollective and I'm already excited. Look at how pretty that opening is with the music and the beautiful background. I love starry backgrounds, so let's just get into it. New game. A sheltered heart might not ache, but it will long for the mist turmoil, a mysterious torment that makes them wonder where is the perfect version of themselves. The Wanderer and the Anchor. Oh? 45 days in the infinite garden of Uzu, birthmarks and prophecies. The man's finger moved across the spine of the books in his personal library. Some of them had gathered dust from not being used in a long time. He had spent the last few years assembling an impressive collection that he was proud of, even though he didn't remember owning some of them. His black hair was starting to fade back into its original snow-like color, beginning from the tips of his fox ears and tail. He was quite tall and had a thin build. The small apartment which he inhabited had a view from high above, overlooking the mountain range and the black forest that surrounded the flatlands below. Such an unusual piece of land could only be man-made. Let me show you something. Click on the glowing eye. Search for sparks. Oh! Drawing. Michi's very shy about her artistic skills. She's been trying to take this drawing away from me. Oh. It reminds me of when we first met. It makes me uncomfortably nostalgic. Aw. Well, what else have we got? We've got... oh, there's a sparkle on this. A machine. My prism machine is very old. I'm actually surprised it still works. Can't really complain though. My aunt gave it to me for free the day I enrolled into this academy. I wish I could replace it though, but newer models are so expensive. At least it gets the job done. Recording on this one can be a hassle, but receiving messages over very long distances works like a charm. Oh, that's good. Anything else? Sparks? Doesn't look like it at the moment. Oh, I've got mail. Alright, put that away. There we go. Most, if not all, of his furniture was made of fake, rigid material which resembled wood. The simplicity of his room was of his own accord, since not much was needed to entertain himself. There was, however, an impatient look in his eyes. He had grown tired of this place a long time ago. He found himself staring out the window quite often, before going back to whatever he was doing. The sound of the clock on the wall near his bed was the only thing accompanying him that solitary night. As the pile of books grew larger, his confidence began to wane. He pored through the books that he had gathered on his desk, rereading the book titles every few seconds, checking their contents on random pages. He scratched his head, not sure which one to choose. She's probably already read most of these, he said to himself while crossing his arms. He rearranged the books on his desk, his picks reduced to just 3. It wasn't until his desk had been properly cleaned that he noticed a faint glow coming from the contraption on his left. A small rock encrusted inside the machine was creating this glow. An expression of uncertainty appeared on his face. After a few seconds, he quickly discarded the books he had on his desk, piling them up with the others. He opened the lid of the machine, removed the rock rusting inside, and pocketed it right away. It wasn't long before he walked to the entrance and put his shoes on, leaving his apartment without even locking the door. Oh, we're gonna get robbed, dude! Lock your door! A double knock alerted the girl. She knew right away who it was because of the knocking pattern. "Yuki?" she asked. "We got a message. This could be it," Yuki said from the other side. Wrong voice. "I know it's late, but I really couldn't wait. I didn't want to listen to it on my own." The door unlocked a moment later and slowly opened, revealing a rather small girl with pink hair. "A message this late?" she said slowly. Yuki smiled at the girl the moment his eyes were on her. He couldn't help but feel happy whenever he saw her. "I thought the same, but..." Yuki took the glowing rock from inside his pocket and showed it to her. "If they sent it this late, it's probably important," he said. Yuki placed his forearm on the doorframe at head level. "Thank you for being so attentive. It's possible I'd have noticed it the day after," said the girl while she rubbed her left eye. "Ah, please come in." She moved out of the way and opened the door all the way for Yuki. "Thank you. I've always thought that robe was cute," Yuki said while making his way inside the room. Oh, he's shooting a shot! Even though they knew each other for almost a decade, there was still some tension between them, mostly from Yuki, as he always got a bit nervous when going inside Michi's room. "I can lend it to you if you want," Michi said with a mischievous smile on her face. "Your knees will probably get really cold, though." Michi closed the door and locked it before following Yuki across the room. Let's see what we got in here. Any sparks? Oh! Bookcase. This book is new. Did you finish the one I lent you? Not yet. I got sent an illustrated novel of my favorite magical girl. I decided that reading about brain-eating viruses could wait. I could lend you a different book. No, I really liked it. It's just that magical girls. Magical girls are pretty cool, I will admit. Any more sparks? Anyone see anything? I think it may have just been there. Yeah. I would look ridiculous in it. No thanks, Yuki said. He couldn't help but shudder at that mental imagery. Yuki stopped in the middle of the room, not knowing what to do. It always smells nice, he said to himself, while looking around the bedroom. Michi walked past him and sat on the bed, inviting him to sit next to her. Yuki squeezed the glowing rock in his hand before taking a deep breath. He made his way to where Michi was and sat next to her, close to the machine on her nightstand. This one was much smaller than the one he had in his room, but was made for the exact same purpose. He inhaled deeply while staring at the rock. Michi smiled at him silently as he placed the rock inside the machine with a slightly shaking hand. The prism box got to work. It began the usual crackling sound it makes when trying to retrieve messages from within the rock. Michi took her slippers off, raised her feet on the bed, and took a nearby pillow to keep her hands busy. "Do you think it's bad news?" she asked. Yuki had his eyes focused on the machine. His brain didn't process her question until a few seconds later. "I really hope not. It's been so long," Yuki said. He almost got interrupted by a voice coming from the machine. "This message is exclusive to Mikaela and Yukiharu, terraforming team Ikeen." The voice came from the prism box built-in speaker and was somewhat of a poor quality, but it was perfectly intelligible. There was a short silence before the next statement. "We are pleased to inform you that after some individual evaluation, you have met the minimum requirements for approval." Yuki's mouth opened a bit, as if he wanted to say something but couldn't. His expression was one of excitement, but decided to listen to the whole message before saying anything. Michi, on the other hand, immediately grabbed Yuki's shirt with quite some strength. She clearly wasn't sleepy anymore. "Yuki, he said..." Michi thought for a second about what the man had just said. "Are we really ready? I mean, am I approved?" The girl said with emphasis on the I. She wasn't quite sure how to put her thoughts into words. Yukiharu was quite excited as well. He took the hand with which Michi was grabbing his shirt. "You won't be assigned to a city just yet. Wait for further instruction in the next few days," said the voice coming from the machine. There was a very short pause. "Yukiharu, take care of Michi." "Of course," Yuki said to himself with a serene expression on his face. Yuki looked at Michi after a moment. After 3 years. Aw, they're happy. They both shared a hug, embracing each other tight. "I can't believe it! We're actually leaving!" said an excited Michi while keeping Yuki close to her. He placed his forehead against hers. "Promise me, we'll always have each other's backs," Yuki said in a calm voice. "Count on it, Yuki. I won't allow anything to happen to you," Michi said, quite confident in herself. "Oh no, that sounds like foreshadowing." Michi suddenly gasped, letting go of Yuki. "What's going on?" "We have to tell the prefects. We also have to get everything ready. I'll start packing right away." Her voice kept getting faster as she squeezed Yuki's hand tighter with every sentence. The pair was so excited to finally leave the institute where they became of age. After all, it had been almost 15 years since they arrived at the South Academy. "I think we should wait for the next message," Yuki suggested. "He said that they'll contact us in the next few days, but that's very vague. Packing everything up when we could get contacted in a week might be a problem. Let's grab our most important stuff," Michi explained. Yuki nodded twice. He was overjoyed about finally getting their approval. He grabbed Michi's hand and guided her to the balcony of the apartment. Whoa! From far away, they could see the ominous glow of the crimson ring. a light refraction that could be seen hovering above any part of land that was magically charged. The perpetual flames gave this phenomenon a red-tinted color on the outside. It was an incredible sight, but it also served as a reminder of the sad state in which their world was. They couldn't help but feel respect towards it, though. The pair remained silent for quite some time, looking at the night sky. Even if the ring was a looming threat, nobody could deny its beauty. "Thank you for being my partner. These 3 years of wait have been an eternity. Now that we're leaving, it really feels like nothing," said Michi before squeezing Yukiharu's hand. Yukiharu shook his head a few times. "I should be the one saying thanks. We'll be the best terraformation team that has ever existed. You'll see," said Yukiharu. Both of them looked in the direction of the mountain range. Michi eventually took a peek at her partner's face. She could see the confidence in his smile, mostly thanks to the fact they were in this together. The Scorch. Infinite walls of fire that cover this world, created by a cosmic event more than 200 years ago. The Mark of the Magus is how it was called by the people that survived this event, supposedly as a punishment to those who ignored the silent call of nature. The reason the fire rain was cast upon this world is still a mystery. So someone cast it? The massive solar flare almost immediately eradicated life in this world, eliminating more than 95% of life on the surface. Some places were left intact thanks to magic or divine intervention. Since then, the surface in this world has become an infinite firestorm. Nothing can survive the condition of these scorched plains. The gods have abandoned us. Almost nothing is left of them. Oh no. The beliefs in this world were divided in 3 main religions, all of them supported by the divine beings which had no voice in our plane of existence. The ambiguity of these celestial creatures led to different interpretations of what was the objective of these invisible forces in our world. How about to not die? After the fire rain, you could only hear murmurs of the gods. In the wind that whistles through the valleys, in the cold water of the streams, in every fruit that fell from the trees. They left behind their temples and idols which remind us of their importance. Their presence is undeniable. However, the people in this world do not have time to stop and listen. There is much work to do. Yeah, there's fire in the sky. We kind of gotta focus on that. This is a reality to which the new generations have been born into, which means that they hold no sentimental value of the old world. The Crimson Horizon, the aura created by the Scorch, has always existed from their point of view. While the old folk try to decide which star is the one to receive the blame for our misfortune and the destruction of this world, the young ones are working to bring balance back. Someone's got to do it. Terraformation, the magic process through which infertile and abrasive soil is manipulated to sustain life once again. This world depends on this process to survive, not only to create more habitable zones, but to bring back magic balance to the surface. Terramagus, the subclass of the anti-magus, the specialist in this kind of magic and the ones responsible of healing this world, a dangerous job and often fatal. The Crimson Ring awaits. Michi has been added to the journal. Yukiharu has been added to the journal. There's a journal? I want to read it. Journal. Ooh! How cool! I'm gonna write my name. Yabby. Okay. Oh. Huh. Oh, how cool! Okay. Yukiharu. Age, 26 years. Race, fox beast. Occupation, Terramagus. Personality, serious, a bit mischievous, determined and self-conscious. Eye color, dark blue. Hair color, white, usually dyed black. Likes, Michi, writing, sleeping, working. Dislikes, pears. People that make everything about themselves. Loud noises. Yukiharu arrived at the academy under recommendation of his aunt at the age of 12. He was allowed to attend the classes until he became of age. He decided to become a Terramagus after he realized how good of an anchor he was. If I am good at this, I better make myself useful, he thought. He didn't really get to know Michi until the last few years of the academy, even though the girl had grabbed his attention throughout the years. They decided to become a team after they noticed the good synergy between them. Interesting. Looks like it's an incomplete entry though, so we'll have to come back to that. Alright, let me close that. Can we look at Michi? 25 years, race Crystallidion, occupation Terramagus, personality caring, restless, easily amazed, challenging, eye color crimson red, hair color light pink, likes Yukiharu, long baths, pastries, the unknown, dislikes small places, waking up too early, goodbyes. Since she was a kid, Michi studied many different convents across the continent until she decided to settle at the Uzu South Academy. Her uncle watched over her for many years, which made him become a parental figure and inspiration for her. She loves the idea of traveling around the world and visiting cities of which she's only read about. Not very athletic, but she can walk for many hours without resting. She has a basic understanding of medicine, so she always carries around a bag with many first aid items and food, just in case. You can never be too careful, I always say. Ooh, I like the journal though. I can't wait to see what other entries we can get. But that and Chapter 1 will have to wait for next time. I'm already excited to learn more about this game. This lore is already so interesting. I wonder what caused the Crimson Ring. Maybe we'll be able to find out, and hopefully we can help this world heal. And we'll do that together. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing and checking out the game. It's free on Steam, and it's already so cool. Remember to take care of yourselves, watch out for fire rain, and have a good day.